rules here is I have to look after lots of errant poets. And Oscar Wilde said a poet can withstand anything but a misprint. So do feel free to slap any of the poets at any time because we need the inspiration, okay? Now, we're going to do some poetry performance. Don't be put off by the P word. Okay, spoken word. It's not going to hurt at all. Now, the other thing I do here is I make people Glastonburyans. Now, would you like to know what a Glastonburyan is? Would you like to know the rules? Yes, no? Okay, rule number 1. You must find your tent when you is muntered in the dark. Put your hand up if you've done that. Not many. Okay, rule number 2. You must find somebody else's tent who's lost their tent whilst you is muntered and they is muntered in the dark. Put your hand up if you've done that. Oh dear. Not a lot of people. Okay, rule number 3. Once you leave the festival, you leave with grace and dignity and you do not have a tantrum on the way home. Who can promise me they're going to do that? Oh my goodness, it's all going down the drain. So we have virtually no Glastonburyans. We're going to have to force a Glastonburyan on somebody here. Now, we've got a round of poets waiting to come on. And my adopted bardic daddy is going to come first. So please give it up for the Bard of Southwark, Mr. John Crow.
Thank you, Space Girl. Yeah, happy solstice, happy St. John's Day. It's also a great pagan festival happened last night, today, traditionally in this country. And this poem honours native spirits. I'm John Crow. I work a lot with the native spirits of our land, and they give me the poems that I write. And this is a poem from them to us. I am the wind. I rake the wild grasses. I am the reaper, the sower, the seed. I am the day of the bonny lads and lasses. I am the night where their secret paths lead. I am the sense field, I flower in your fingers. I am the musk in the dusk of the day. I am the ghost of the smile that lingers when the face where it flickered has faded away. I am the song of the blackbird in Eden. I am the waft in the butterfly wing, and I am here in the static and stutter that shutter how much I can take in. I am the white noise of a nervous system. I am the silence in which it reroutes. I am the gods and the men who resist them, the madness in the eyes of the men in suits. I am in George, I must conquer my dragon. I am in Martha, I nurse the red gash. I am Hag Calidwen with her raw red rag on. I am Kali, razor in the flash and slash. I am the light in the shadow revealing. I am the grace that transfigures the sin. I am the wounds that prefigures the healing. I am the light at the Traveller's Inn. I'll be your icon, your muse, your conceit. I'll be whatever you would have me be. I'll be Mary Magdalene washing your feet. If it helps you see through what divides you from me. Thank you. Space Girl.
Okay, well now we're getting started, aren't we? Now we're getting started. Are you getting on the performance poetry thing? Do you want some more, or should we just all go home and watch EastEnders?
A rhyme about the futility of the internet, which is a subject I know that's close to all of our hearts. It's addictive. I'm staring blankly at a screen, contradictive, an obsession that's becoming obscene. Where does it end? Does it need to end? It's a source of interaction on which we all depend, so what's the problem? With a message or 5, it's a way of keeping long-distance relationships alive. But what about the shorter distance ones? Where do they go? Your next-door neighbour, is that someone you want to know? Someone you ought to know, perhaps, but who am I to say? I'm logging onto Facebook every motherfucking day. I don't know where it stops, just be careful what you choose. If you're logged on all your life, then there's a lot you're going to lose. Like a wealth of world outside your door that's taking you for granted. You're spending hours on Farmville when there's real food to be planted. Is there a deeper price to pay for all this virtual plunder? Is there anything we've lost we should have saved from going under? I don't know. Does anyone? It's also standard now. What did we do before all this? We survived without, but how? Whiz kids, man, that's what we are. Generation X. I worry, though, for the coming lot. What's going to happen next? Where are we going? Are we falling? Are we rising? Stalling? Surprising? Galling? Mauling? Revolutionising? Progress is our doom, I think. We can't help moving forward. In the oceans of discovery, we do not like heading shoreward. I love my species very much, and I want to see it live, but to do without for the sake of survival? That I can't forgive.
Hello?
All right.
Okay, this is one called Enron. In this journey odd you see, it's so odd you see how we repeat the same mistakes of the last century. In this journey odd you see, it's so odd you see how we repeat the same mistakes of the last century. Aren't the lives of Enron what the whole stock exchange economy was based on? It was Britain stole the idea from Holland, asked them to explain so we could understand. 15th century laws, both supply and both demand, and then we bolstered our colonial inventory. We pretended there's more money than there actually is, twisted it by selling the bonds, and we zapped it. Tinkerbell's wand, we're in a trance, and we're spellbound. The whole world doesn't know that they've been conned. Sorry everyone, yeah, I hate to say it, we've been well and truly Enron. Break open the beats, let the essences rise, let climatical shift these spiritual skies. Break open the beats, let the essences rise, let climatical shift these spiritual skies.
Break open the beats and let the essence arise, like climatical shift these spiritual skies.
Let air out of the northern ego deflators. Sooner or later, yeah, fate would have cracked us, or the hand of the divine artist, yeah, she would have remapped us, and the angel with divine wand of justice should have zapped us. Break open the beats, let the essences rise, let climatical shift these spiritual skies. Break open the beats, let the essences rise, let climatical shift these spiritual skies. Molten magma, yeah, it guides earth movements down in the guts. The bacteria it cruises and it's reacting and compacting internal bruises. Only deep base caring soothes us. When we're regarded as a whole, not these gridlock competing sections. And nations are bizarre social constructions, and the lines divide the tribes in two, and they trace the contours of histories and truths. Break open the beats, let the essences rise, let climatical shift these spiritual skies. In your painted forest you consider me a looter, hit me as a trespasser if you're a straight shooter. Raise your concerns, what are refuting? May mine see if the hard drive of your mind has enough gig to compute them. Give them to your lawyer, let them dispute them. Yesterday's creditors turn tomorrow's predators, and they're written out by these global editors. Economic rethink. Wrists are tied with cufflinks of gold that the World Bank loans us, and it heats us in the furnace so it can remold us. But I see the gold on our wrists and it holds us. We cut the umbilical cord and we set the baby free. We don't want to drown in the amnium of dependency. Break open the beats, let the essences rise, let climatical shift these spiritual skies. In Dylan's new road, the space you never gave. As yesterday's prophets are buried us in their graves. Yesterday's prophets are buried us in their graves. I'm captured, I'll be your dancing bear, and I'll pretend I'm emotionally objective enough not to care. Progress to maturity in your stoic value system, but you betrayed the woman in all of us when with a kiss, you dismissed them.